Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, welcome back to our Surah series. Here we are going to explore the Quran and we will be applying its wisdom to our daily life. So today in this session, we are going to discuss Surah Quraysh. And it's a very short surah, but again, deeply powerful and meaningful chapter that reminds us of Allah's blessing, protection, and provision. See, have we ever paused to reflect on the blessings that we take for granted? There are certain blessings that we always take for granted. I'll come to that. And how often do we thank Allah for the safety, food, and the security that we enjoy at this point of time? And what happens when a nation forgets its blessings and become ungrateful? Right? So this is what we are going to look upon. And Surah Quraysh teaches us that gratitude leads to stability and prosperity. Arrogance, on the other hand, that can lead to the downfall, right? So arrogance and neglect that can lead to downfall. So here we are going to focus on this part, that's the gratitude. That is what we are going to focus in this session. So let's explore the historical background of this surah and the key themes of this surah and the lessons and the important points, what we can apply in our daily life in the modern day society. Everything we will look upon. So let's start with the first verse. For the protection of Quraysh, their protection during the winter and summer, journeys. So this surah is actually a Makkah surah, and that revealed in a time when the Quraysh were at the height of their wealth and power. So the Quraysh were the custodians of the Kaaba, and that's making them the respected leaders of Arabia at that point of time. So they control the trade routes and the economic dominance over the complete region. But despite of all these blessings, many Quraysh leaders rejected Islam and they forgot that their prosperity came from Allah. So this surah is a direct reminder to Quraysh that their wealth and status are not because of their own efforts, but because of Allah's favor. So let's go with the verses. So the next one is talking about, so let them worship the Lord of this house who has fed them, saving them from hunger and made them safe and saving them from fear. So that itself will explain, it's self-explanatory actually. So this surah actually highlight three key blessings. The first is the economic stability, the wealth and the trade that they enjoy. And then the provision of food, the freedom from hunger. That's the most important blessing that we can ever have, that the freedom from hunger. And then the security and the protection. That's the freedom from fear. So the wealth and trade, freedom from fear, freedom from hunger, all these are the blessings that you have. These are the three key blessings: economic stability, provision for food, security, and protection. So the key lesson here is Allah is reminding the Quraysh and all of us that when we are blessed with wealth, food, and security, we must respond with gratitude and worship. So we have to worship Allah and we have to show that gratitude. So Allah's blessings actually require gratitude. That's the key theme in the Surah Quraysh. So let them worship the Lord of this house. That's what it's the next verse is talking about. The Quraysh benefited from their status as guardians of Kaaba, but they failed to worship the one who gave them all these privileges. Similarly, when we are given blessings, you think about it, what all blessings you have when you are living in this world. We should not forget the one who provide all these blessings. If you are not hungry, if you have a home, and if you have wealth, right? So you are blessed and you cannot ignore, you cannot forget, and you need to show that gratitude, and you cannot forget all these blessings. So the reflection here is, how often do we take our wealth, food, and security for granted? The one who gave, how many times you worship, how many times you show that gratitude? Do you really worship, right? Do we regularly thank Allah through our prayers and our actions? Our actions should reflect the blessings that we actually got, and that action should reflect the gratitude towards Allah. So now if you look at the next verse, it's talking about this one, who has fed them, saving them from hunger, and made them safe, and saving them from fear. So the same thing is what I'm talking about. The Quraysh were wealthy, but their real test was whether they would be grateful or arrogant. Every blessing we have is also a test. Whatever we have in this world is a test. Wealth can make us grateful on one side or greedy on the other side. Power can make us just, or you can use the very same power to oppress others. Safety can make us humble, or it can make you arrogant also. So grateful versus greedy, right? If you have wealth, you may be grateful to Allah, or you may become more greedy. Or if you have power, you can be just or oppressive. And if you have safety, you can be humble or arrogant. So it's about grateful versus greedy, just versus oppressive, humble versus arrogant. So the lesson again with respect to this verse, if you see, if we become too comfortable when we have all these blessings, normally what happens is we forget Allah. Our blessings in that case can turn into punishment. Everything can vanish instantly. So the point is trust in Allah for sustenance. The next verse, if you see, for the protection of Quraysh, their protection during the winter and summer journeys, the one which we have just discussed about. So the Quraysh controlled the trade routes between Yemen in winter and Syria in the summer, that area. So the complete trade routes were under the control of Quraysh, and they had all the political influence. They have complete financial stability and complete food security, all of which were the blessings from Allah. But instead of acknowledging Allah's role, they took credit of their success and for their success. So that's not the case. That means you are not showing gratitude. You are not acknowledging, or that blessings that you have been given by Allah. So the question is, do we sometimes think our success is purely because of our efforts? If that's the case, it's not. Do we ever remember to ask Allah for provision and thank Him for our wealth that we are blessed with and the security that we have? You need to reflect upon this. So the key lessons from this surah, if you see, that's all about gratitude. Gratitude leads to more blessing. The more we thank Allah for what the blessings He have given, the more He blesses. And neglecting gratitude and getting arrogant can cause blessings to disappear, even the existing blessings and whatever you have. So if you're grateful, this is a statement, this is a verse. If you are surah from Surah Ibrahim, if I want to quote, if you're grateful, I'll surely increase you in favor, but if you deny, indeed my punishment is going to be severe. The next key lessons from this chapter is wealth and safety are test from Allah. Having money, power, security is not a guarantee of success. It's a test from Allah. Allah has given this as the blessings, and He can take it back at any point of time. How we use these blessings and in our actions, it should be reflected. We should be thankful to the humankind. That determines whether we pass or fail the test. You have n number of opportunity to pass the test. You can show gratitude to Allah. You can show compassionate. You can be compassionate to others. You can be kind to others, right? So true success comes from worshiping Allah. That gratitude if you have. So the Quraysh had everything. They had the wealth, they had the security, they had the status, but they lacked faith. So without faith, material success is meaningless. Surah Al-Hujra, if you see, indeed the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous person. So what we need is, you need to walk through the righteous path. Right? So that's the test that you need to pass in front of Allah. So provisions basically comes from Allah alone. No matter how hard we work, no matter how smart we work, all our provision ultimately comes from Allah. It says blessing. So we should never feel overconfident in your abilities. If you are overconfident, that is arrogance. Without Allah's blessings and mercy, you are not going to make anything. All these are coming from Allah. But rely on Allah all the time rather than overconfidence in yourself. So Surah Ad-Dhariyah, and in the heaven is your provision and whatever you are promised. So Allah is the one who's giving all the provisions. Now, how can we apply the surah in our life? First, most important point, the step one, make gratitude a daily habit. Every day, thank Allah for three things you are grateful for. Say Alhamdulillah regularly and recognize Allah as the source of all goods. With all what you have is Allah's blessing. So show gratitude. Say Alhamdulillah, right? At least 3 times or 5 times when you offer the prayer, show that gratitude and use wealth and power responsibly. Help others. If Allah has given you money, influence, or resources, use them to help others. Prophet Muhammad have told the best of people are those who bring the most benefit to others. So help others, have kind to others, compassion to others. Step 3, never take safety and security for granted. Many places in the world suffer from war, hunger, and instability. So if you are safe, you should be grateful and also help those who are struggling. Step 4, strengthen our connection with the Kaaba. So the Quraysh were blessed because of the Kaaba, right? But they didn't value it. We should honor Kaaba, visit it when possible if you have that capacity, and respect its significance. So, brothers and sisters, Surah Quraysh reminds us that everything we have, our wealth, our food, and the security, everything is a blessing and gift from Allah. So if we are grateful, Allah will bless us more. If we become arrogant, those blessings can be easily taken away by Allah. So this is a test that you need to pass. Okay. So true success is not, in money or power, but it's all about showing gratitude to Allah, worshiping Allah. So let's make a commitment today. Thank Allah daily for our blessings. Whatever blessings that we have, you need to thank Allah for that and show gratitude. Use our resources to help others. Never take security and wealth for granted. So my question is, what is one thing you are grateful for today? Share your thoughts in the comment section. That's about this session. Thank you so much for watching. May Allah bless us all. See you in the next video.